All right, guys, how's it going? It is time for today's exclusive. All right. Now, the thing is, I don't like doing more than one today's exclusive because then it's not just today's exclusive, it's plural. But I don't know what to do. We can't miss the joys of this. It's Liam Todger again. Liam Toga. Sorry, just every time I see it, I always think of... I don't think of a Todger. Right. When I read an exclusive to you... I can't read it all out to you, I'm not allowed to. So I leave out bits that are obvious, like, Liverpool that have just won the league and have lost Trent out, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? If you think I'm picking and choosing things in an exclusive to make it look good or bad, read the original article. If you can get through all the fucking adverts that are on it, right? Now, I know you might say, put an ad blocker on your phone, Chubs. No, because if I stumble on a website, a claim somewhere, maybe you're on an overseas outlet, I judge these websites by the amount of adverts they've got. The more adverts, the more bullshit. While I'm at it, go to the front page of www.coptalk.com, read an article I've put on there about Frimpong, and you compare how many adverts are on there. Just saying. Okay? So this is by Empire of the Cop, which is a load of fucking garbage, I've got to be honest with you. Back in the day, Empire of the Cop was a serious website, I think. When I say serious, nowhere fucking good as Cop Talk. Never, forever in my fucking shadow, which wouldn't be too difficult if you see the size of me. But the thing is, right, back in the day, we're talking like, I don't know, 2000s or something like that. It came across as a fan site. Do you know what I mean? It was shite, to be honest with you, but it weren't as shite as it is today. And what's happened is, I mean, look, there's adverts popping up all over, left, right, and centre. Is the only way these websites make revenue is by the amount of adverts on them. That's what you have to... That's why I say about more adverts, more bullshit. Because how do you make more money then if you run a website about football news? You make it by the amount of traffic that visits your website, all right? How do you get people to visit your website? You publish new content to read, right? Yeah? Now, do you think more people are going to read an article that says... academy graduate doing well at Liverpool? Or do you think more people would click on exclusive? Liverpool ready to give £50 million ace bumper pay rise to ward off growing Saudi interest. Which one do you think would get the more clicks? Okay, now it's not based on traffic alone. They only make the revenue usually if you click on an advert, and that's why they pop up all over the fucking screen, because it's accidental clicking if you think about it, right? Anyway, Empire of the Cop, I think it used to be a kind of a fan site, but it's sold its soul now. So there we go. Anyway, it's good because Liam Todger writes for him. Let's have a look. How do I get rid of these adverts? Look, I'm scrolling down the page. Look, Look, new one coming up there. You can say, well, it's a video, yeah, but you get paid for them. Look at them chicks down. Oh, I want to see the birds, man. It's like browsing Kay's catalogue years ago. Now, it starts off by saying, Liverpool are reportedly, third word in, reportedly. So we got to be careful where this article is going to go. Because if you're saying Liverpool are reportedly, number one, that's your massive disclaimer. You've dragged everyone out. It's not us saying it. Reportedly. But you can't run an exclusive based on somebody else's stuff. So it'll be interesting to see in which direction this goes, do you think? Liverpool are reportedly is a disclaimer. It's not us claiming it. Let's see where it goes. Prepared to push the boat out to try and secure the long-term future of one key player at Anfield over the summer. It talks about the season ending, blah, blah, fucking blah. Among those whose future has been subject to speculation is Luis Diaz, who's reportedly been attracting interest from Al Hilal, and then they put in brackets caught offside, and they're not the only Saudi Pro League club with designs on luring the 28-year-old to the Middle East. And then in bold, Liverpool preparing to offer Diaz new contract and bumper pay rise. According to sources close to Empire of the Cop, the Liverpool forward could be. That should say will be, right? It's a fucking exclusive, right? Could be. That could be a lot of fucking things. Could be the subject of several bids during the summer. Why several? All right, okay, I'll let you off. With Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, and Al Nasr all preparing substantial offers to try and entice him to Saudi Arabia. The Reds number 7 is also wanted by Barcelona, but they're understood to be taking a more cautious approach in the marketplace, given their financial situation. Barcelona really want Luis Diaz, and if they can add one player to their squad, as Rafa Benitez would say, for sure, I guarantee you it would be Luis Diaz. I really do believe that. In order to combat the growing interest in Diaz and reward his fine form this season, Anfield Chiefs, I always think of Indians when I say, are ready to offer him a new contract with expectations of a significant pay rise. And then I can't read it all out to you, but it basically says Arne Slot has been impressed with him. Then it talks about his current deal. With multiple Saudi suitors lurking, they're shifty fuckers out there, don't mind, aren't they? Honestly, the Saudis, do you not think? If one of them popped up from behind sofa on a night time when you were watching fucking telly, you'd shit your fucking pants, wouldn't you, if one of them was lurking in your lounge? That's a bit threatening, I think, with multiple Saudi suitors lurking. It'd definitely be in FSG's best interest. That's definitely a threat. It'd definitely be in FSG's best interest to show proactivity around the 28-year-old's future and leave him in no doubt as to how highly he's valued at Anfield. That's it. Right, okay. A few things I want to pull up here. First of all, you know that it's Empire of the Cop, so you know this is bullshit, right? You know that. Ready to give him a bumper pay rise. I think there could be some truth in that, but again, we're going down the route of stating the obvious. Because if Luis Diaz extends his stay with Liverpool, he will be given a pay rise. So it's not really hard to predict. And I find that a lot of these exclusives are things that you and I could conjure up ourselves. Because if he was to sign, you know, he would get a pay rise. No shit. You know what I mean? To ward off growing Saudi interest, I don't believe that. I don't believe Liverpool are concerned about Saudi interest at all. I don't see why they would be concerned. I think the plan all along has been for Liverpool to sell Luis Diaz to Barcelona. I think that was the plan for this summer. I think they would have done it last summer as well, to be honest with you. But Barcelona were fucked then, weren't they, on that 1 foot? Well, I don't know what they were on then, but they weren't on the 1-1 rule. They gained it back during the season, lost it again because they accidentally misbudgeted 100 million euros. Oh, we just didn't receive it. We just put it in the accounts. I think there might be a review due to do with their accounts at the end of June. I'm not sure. I am checking every day, but I've not seen anything yet. Barcelona won him. And I think Liverpool were looking at selling him this summer. I really do. And I know some people go, why? There's other players that you would sell first, maybe. But I don't see the player being in a rush to go anywhere else, to be honest with you. I'd be stunned if Luis Diaz went and signed for PSG or another European club, for example, because he would then be closing the door on Barcelona. So Luis Diaz only goes to Saudi or anywhere else, I think, is if Deco, the sporting director at Barcelona, says, we just can't make this happen, mate. We can't do it. We're really sorry. We'd do it if we could do it. And that brings me on to something else that I saw today. Deco gave an interview at the weekend, I think it was. He's the main man at Barcelona. He's the one that wants Luis Diaz. And just one quote that I'm going to give you, which is to do with their transfer intentions, even with the limitations and that. He's basically said, we feel, well, his exact words were, but I don't want to read out the entire fucking paragraph. Suddenly we felt a lot of dependence on Rafinha, on Yamal. Maybe we need similar players, a solution for them. So I think what that's saying there is that Barcelona are looking for those kind of players. And Luis Diaz is exactly what they're looking for, to be honest with you. If they sort their shit out financially, Luis Diaz goes there. Luis Diaz hasn't signed a contract with Liverpool yet. The minute Barcelona lost their 1-1 status and went to 1-4 status, which gives greater limitations on their spending, I noticed from Diaz, it was, I'm really happy at Liverpool. So with Diaz, I think he will drag out any contract thing as long as possible, right? Because he desperately wants to play for Barcelona and they desperately want him. And if he signs with another club or even signs with us an extension, then the door closes on that. So what would you do? If you were desperately wanting to go there, you would sit tight as long as you could. All right, guys. So that was an exclusive by Empire of the Cop by our good friend Liam Tudger. If you like this video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment if you've got any feedback on it. If you want to support the channel, you can become a channel member and you get a football next to your name. How was about that then? It shows everyone that you're a fucking legend. Just saying. Or you can hit the thanks button under the video. Get me a beer or a coffee. Get me what you fucking want, really. Get me a Mercedes-Benz if you want. I don't care. Well, I do care. But I'll settle for a coffee for the cafe in the morning. All right, guys. I do give shout-outs every morning to people that support my channel. This is all I do, Cop Talk, by the way. And I've done it for almost 30 years now. And people appreciate my content and they often get me a coffee or a beer. But you don't have to do that. You can leave a comment. It's supporting the channel, you know. So I'm very grateful for that. I've got Golazo Espana to update today, and also Duncan Oldham has been updated today, which is an extension of Cop Talk. The things will flash up on the screen. Check the video description, and I'll be live on here at 1 o'clock this afternoon. All right, guys. Cheers.